Good morning, everybody. Hope you are well. Hope you've had a great weekend, and yeah, that you're happy. This is the FTX scan for today, Monday, the start of a new week. We've still got about an hour to go until those candles close for the week, but we're going to have a look through and see just what's available. It's brought to you by FTX, and if you haven't got your FTX trading account, click on the description below and you can get 10% off your trading fees. Okay. If you like this content, guys, it does make a difference if you do like and share and, subscribe, that sort of stuff. So I appreciate it. If you have not already done that, please go ahead and do that for me. All right, so last week, and this is a bit of an unconventional time to be doing the scan today. It's normally around midday, I think it is. Just that I have got prior arrangements to get out of here for a little bit. And I just wanted to have a look and get it done rather than put it off until Friday. So there you go. Here we are in our market, Bitcoin right now. And let's go ahead and have a look at what happened over the weekend, because not a great deal did. Not much happened at all. This was our weekend here and here. Very, very little in the volatility stakes, that's for sure. Of course, I did speak of the push that we had up, putting us into a daily uptrend, but also to, have a bit of caution with that, because the trend was very, 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 very new, right? Very, very new trend there. And it's just pulled straight back in. It's still a bit of it's a very slow market, very slow. Look at the last 2 weeks. I mean, this week we've just had even less volatility than the week prior. 8% all in, all week. That's the complete movement of Bitcoin, which of course we know that this is a very volatile market. So that is a very small move indeed. So not a great deal has been going on. That being said, I did a scan on Friday, as Monday was a public holiday last week, and I want to show you a couple of things from that scan, because I focused my attention on the lower time frame. So you can see this very short and small amount of momentum, a very short, small move. I was talking at the time of working the lower time frames, okay? And here's what we got. We had a trend that was set. It just started. Early days. That was the entry. That was the cradle right there on AVE. And here is the move that's since followed. Now, of course, I'll just show you, just to give you a bit of an understanding for just how good lower time frames can be. And of course, you need to be aware of what you're doing with this type of stuff. It is, you've got to be fairly quick. But let's have a look. There it is there. That's the bit I want. Would have trailed stop to here, most likely here. Let's keep going. Probably, and look, I didn't take this trade, by the way. The reason I didn't take this trade was because I was actually conducting the scan. And when I do a scan, whether I'm doing it with you guys or do it myself, I've got a rule that I don't place an order until I've completed that scan, so I can get a full understanding of the entire market. Probably likely stop scenario would have been down around here on this lower high, which would have given you a reward to risk ratio of 14.2 to 1. That's a damn good move. Even if you scale out, you're looking at over 7% if you took a full percent trade in that. But even if you look at it as a small risk position, this is the thing I like about the lower time frames, is that, we haven't had much movement. This whole massive amount of move that we saw here on the 30-minute time frame, it was just over this little tiny blip here. So working those lower time frames does open the door for opportunity that you might not otherwise get. There's another one there on Algo. That was the candle right there, the cradle. Very strong move. Bitcoin Cash did something similar, but on the 1 hour, not as big of a move, but you can see there's that pullback there that we spoke of, and there's the move subsequently following. And stop probably would have got taken out down here. So another decent move there. And finally, Immutable X was also in this mix, with the entry candle being up here, and you can see what that has gone ahead and done. So the lower time frames definitely providing some fantastic opportunity. It's just a matter of you sharpening your axe a little bit sharper, and being very, very aware of how to trade those lower time frames. So don't shy away from them, but if you are going to start out, I would suggest start with lower levels of risk. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to be looking to see what trends we have available and how they have come together, to see if we can find some cradles amongst this list. 1 inch had one in here on the 8 that has since moved on. It's not the strongest of trend, but it was there. We looked at AVE with this move here. It's kind of pulled back in now on the 4. If we can get this pushing to a new low, we'll have a 4-hour downtrend in play there as well. Ooh. So anyone that did end up taking the breakout from back here, you're back in profit again. Stop was up here. You know, it's been a very long-winded position, but it is a higher time frame. It's not done a great deal, to be absolutely honest. It's just been banging around a little bit. I'm going to drop to the lowers here and see there is no real trend of any significance there. Not at this stage on Cardano. Alchemix, I'm just looking for something that's, even if it's just had a few days of candles moving in the right direction. Have a look through here. We got a lower high, pulled back a little bit here. We got a downtrend, but I'm not a huge fan of, like, it's blipped back in. You know, like there's a little lower high here to lower low. Then it's pulled back in quite deep. So I think I'm going to be leaving Algo. I'll check the 8 as well. The 8 actually, I'm just seeing if there's any support around. The 8 actually doesn't look too bad with it, you know, lower high here, then lower low. But it is that 4 hour that I'm just not a huge fan of that because of the pullback, little dip, and then a deep pullback again. So I'm going to leave that around, so leave that this time. I can leave Alpha, trying to climb out. Needs to really extend itself a bit more. We've got the higher low. We need to push on properly. It's not done that just yet. Alt Perp, not much there. How thin is this? Too thin. So see these markets that look like this. It's a little bit too thin for me at the moment to be trading those lowers. There is some momentum with it. It's just a little bit too thin for me. Weave, what have we got down here perhaps? Again, we do have a downtrend, but we're lacking any really strong cyclicity there. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, and that's what is not here. So I'm going to leave that. There is a downtrend on the 4, but there's no opportunity available for me at this stage. Ooh. A little bit blocky on the charts there again, and not much cyclicity. So again, yes, whilst there is some momentum to the downside, it doesn't fit my requirement for having some good, strong, solid structure. Needs to push up through there for Atom in my books. Carry itself through a bit more, and then we'll look a lot better off. Audios, I think, yeah, a little bit spotty on the volume there again. I wouldn't mind it on the 4 or whatever, but it's not quite. It's already moved in and now away, so I can exclude that from the list. Just trying to find something with a little bit, because a lot of what's happened over the weekend is well, not much really happened. Not much happened over the weekend at all. So we see a lot of this sideways. I'm just looking for something that's got a little bit of momentum with it, and then I can drop to those lowers. And sometimes you find heaps of opportunities, sometimes you don't. It just so happened that last week was a really good time to be looking because, you know, there were trends there. Yeah, that's not really here on Binance doing what I'm after. There is some momentum slowly building there. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see this trend come into play a little bit stronger. What I mean by that is from this lower high or potential lower high that we push to a lower low, then we've got some cyclicity. We've sold off, there's no doubt about that, but it's not really been doing it with that nice bouncing ball effect that I like to have. Too thin there on BTT. Coin 98, again, it's not doing a great deal at this stage. I'll be leaving that behind. Cake. Not much to really work with there either. We do have a lower high, lower low. There's a little blip through there, but again, not a great deal there for me to sink my teeth in. Let's just have a quick look lower here. Yeah, even looking at the lowers, like your 30-minute, your 1 hour, that sort of thing, there's just not a great deal working in our favor at this stage. Look, it's a little bit, let's have a look at the 15 to see the liquidity. Yeah, a little bit thin through here. Yeah, so Robert, what was the hack amount? Like what was the was it on the stable coin, or was it just it was an exchange hack? I saw some stuff about that this morning. I didn't get a chance over the weekend to really look into that. I was with the kids having a busy weekend. Celsius I can leave. Bridge hack. Oh, okay. How much? Do you know how much they got away with in the end? CLV a little bit flat there. Again, a lot of markets that look like this, very little has gone on in the last sort of week or so. And I'll double back to the top 10 at the end, and we'll look at those weekly candles for all of them as well, not just for Bitcoin like we did at the start. Kronos needs to push down, 52 million. Okay. Kronos needs to push down. It needs to break this the support region and get going. Then we'll have a decent looking trend there. The reason I want to see that is that we'll get that cyclicity back. The support has been broken. It came back in. It's been hanging around. We need now to see a decent leg down to open that chart up to be tradable. Very, very, very slow at the moment, isn't it? That's why the lower time frames is getting the attention. Oh, excuse me. Nothing there on is it convex? Convex, yeah. Dash also flat, needs to push above that resistance. It's struggling. From here, if we push out, we could be looking quite good. But we still need to push out. We've not done it yet. DeFi can be left. Then please give us a like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, guys. Appreciate that. It does help. Polkadot. Look at how much this has been stuck on that support. It goes back quite a way. Look, it's just been really, like, this is for weeks now, just stuck in there, consolidating around that $6.47 region. It's not looking all that good, to be honest. There's not a great deal out there that does look really good at the moment. We have been sort of suppressed quite significantly for quite a while, for a number of weeks on many different pairs. Let's have a look here on Elrond. Pushed up through there with a lot of strength. Have we got anything here? Ugh. See, this is the sort of stuff through, it's this bit. It's running through here. This is the bit that I'm looking for. I'm looking for an opportunity where we've got a little bit of momentum on those lower time frames. The issue I've got right now is, as you can see, there's a little bit of momentum, but it's a bit of a messy chart. So for this to work out, we need to see it pull back for a higher low and then push on. That's the stage at which I could then sort of look at that chart and go, okay, this is tradable. And so far today, we haven't found a great deal that are represent or providing that opportunity. What's up here? And for those that were in the live trading floor scan, I do apologise that I am running it at this time. It's usually done by about 10. It's usually done within an hour. I just had to get this out this morning, otherwise I wouldn't get it out because I'll be traveling shortly. Ethereum name. So as much as I look at this and I try and see is there an opportunity there, I'm just not seeing it currently. It's not a perfect level of resistance there either. One thing that could occur that would change my stance on this particular project is if from here we had a higher low, if we push to new highs, we'll be out of that resistance region and we will have a tradable opportunity or a tradable trend. Until that occurs, it's not going to be of interest to me. EOS is downtrending. Shame about these spikes and whatnot. I'm going to be leaving that for now. Ethereum Classic, again, another one. We need to see it leg down. We got the lower high. We need that lower low to come in. Sitting around that support yet again. We need to get through that support and then look for opportunities as we pull back into those regions. Nothing there on exchange perp for the time being. Feed are the same. File, I'll leave. Not much going on there with Flamingo or Flow. FTT, pretty messy. You know, we shot up 3%. We came back down 3%. We're not really going too many places too fast. Very little cyclicity here. This is the sort of stuff I'm looking for. It's over here, right? Back in, away, in, away, in, away. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for when I look for those, when I talk about cyclicity. If we're going to see it occur over here, that's fine. It hasn't done it yet, but that's what I'm waiting for. Frax continues to grind higher, but without too much to work with. Maybe the 8. Geez, it's been such a long-winded, slow grind. Whoa, 568 million withdrawn by the hacker. But attacker only managed about 110 million because about 430 million couldn't be transferred following suspension of the BNB chain. Wow. These people that do this hacking stuff, geez, it's big money, isn't it? Big money. I mean, it's atrocious. Don't get me wrong. Hacks, they're crap. The ultimate scam, you know. Like it's not good. But geez, it makes it look like inviting for people that have that capability. Because, I mean, even getting away with $110 million, that's it. Game over. You're done. You don't have to do anything anymore. But I can't imagine how that would make you feel, because you did not earn that. You've stolen it. Speaking of stealing, someone stole my boat in the weekend. There you go. Segue to a stealing conversation. I think that's what happened. It's not where it was parked anyway. We've got to work that out today. On to H-bar. Again, a bit flat across the top here. Not a great deal going on. It started, like it really started. It had the higher low. We pushed up, we pulled back, we pushed, fail. Now it's stuck. It's just stuck. Helium. Not much going on there. Straight up and down. Holy Trinity. Sideways again. We're seeing this as a very similar, a very common thread here. Now let's have a look here at, I'll get rid of that. It's no longer relevant. So this is the sort of thing I look for. Strong levels of support. We spoke about this last week. I can't remember. I think it might have just been in my live trading floor. A run back up in. I was stalking a short there. Obviously, it shot up. Didn't give the opportunity I was after. I was looking for something like this, but up around here somewhere. It did not give it, but you can see one of the things that I teach is that old support can act as new resistance when retested. And you can see obviously it blasted through, but it's coming back off of it now. Let's go lower. A lot of spikes in there again. No interest there. Internet computer, bit of support still hovering around here. Don't want to be shorting into it. Not the smallest of candles, although it is a bearish candle in the cradle zone. I will have a quick look lower at the flat level if there's anything. Not much liquidity. I will move on. Again, this is what we're dealing with. Very, very sideways. But that being said, having this newfound love of the lower time frames, you don't need a great deal. You just got to wait. Just got to be patient. That day will come. We will get the trends. Or even if it's on the low time frames, real low. You will get the opportunity most weeks to get some trades on, and those lowers, they were very good to us last week. I'm actually a little bit happy that there's not heaps of lower time frame options now, because I didn't get to grab them all last week because I was doing the scan. It was just right at that time that it occurred. Kusama still sideways, not much going on there. Kilo Dow, no. LDO, again, very, 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 very slow. Lena. Geez, that's had a steep few days pullback. Let's see. I think we'll be too deep on any of the other time frames. Here we are too deep, yeah. Okay, well, I'll leave that on the daily and I'll come to the lowers and see just what we've got here. Perhaps we do have... Okay. Now, what's the time frame that's working out the best here? Very divergent on the 1 hour as price continues to make lower lows. The MACD is not ideal for me. Yeah, it's just not really. Trend's been nice. I mean, there's a little cradle right there. There hasn't been too much else really that's been tradable. I don't think I can do much with that at this stage. Look, again, this is the sort of thing I'll be looking for. I'd look to see if we can get a decent move lower again, another decent leg. But the problem I've got is that we're very, very divergent from this low, this low, this low. They're all now showing higher lows in the MACD, so it's not really going to work. That's okay. We move on. Link still sideways, caught in a range. Looks red. Not much happening there. It has certainly been a massive slowdown. Ooh, there's a trend. How does that look on? Well, if one was to take it, the 12 was available. What time was that, though? 11 o'clock last night. I was asleep. Okay, on to the 2-day. Moving average is not in the correct order, which rules out, therefore, a daily cradle here. All right, well, we'll wait and see how that goes. If it continues to move, perhaps we'll get a trend starting here. I'll have to wait and see. Maker's just been grinding since that support back there. It's just ground itself higher. Very strong level, going right back over here to 2020. And starting to climb from there at the moment. I mean, if you bought some down there on that support, you're up about 45%. This is where reading price and charts comes in handy because, sure, you might not have traded this, but if you're not a trader, knowing what these areas, being able to identify these areas for the projects you like, it's a big bloody advantage. Little bit of resistance there, big spike. I'd like to see it consolidate in a little bit more. I'm not overly interested in that at this stage. I don't think I've put anything into a watch list just yet. And if you're in a flooded area, I'm just stay safe. I'm sorry that it's happened again for a lot of people. It's pretty... The weather's not being very kind to us this year. It's been a pretty rough year as far as that goes. So hopefully you guys are safe and well. I hope you are. It's not very nice what's going on weather-wise. OMG, not much going on there either. Again, we've still got markets that are very tightly consolidated, which it does make it a little bit more tricky for us traders. Could be a good time to be looking to some of the projects that you're hopeful that will perform in the next run. I'd have a long-term view on anything at the moment, just based on the fact that there is still a lot of uncertainty out there. Worldwide, really. Worldwide. Again, not really what I'm after. Let's have a look here. Hang on. Yeah, it's not. I mean, this sort of it looks a little bit thin too. To be fair, this market ray looks a little bit thin. I'm not overly excited about the 15. I've got to be honest. It doesn't look too thin. It just doesn't really attract me as far as the trend being relevant enough. Again, we shoot up and then we grind back over the next few days, and it's not of interest. Leaving render. Ooh, what's that? The problem I've got with this, right? And, there is a support level right there. There are lower highs building into it. But just have a look at this, right? I'll pop that up. Look at this. Completely sideways. Have a look at it on the daily. Look at this. For weeks, it really hasn't done anything. And sure, there is a breakout level there, or a support level there, I should say. But I want to be trading with momentum. I want to be trading with direction. I'm not seeing a great deal of it just here. I'll leave that in as a reference point, but for me, it's not going to hit the list for those that know what the breakout is. Okay, let's have a look here on reserve rights. We can get rid of that. Let's see if there's something lower for us to sink our teeth into. Ooh, that doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look. Let's go a bit deeper. Yeah, there's lower high, lower low, lower high. We've got the trend in play. The 1 hour's rolled back over. That's okay. We're okay with that. What other time frames are of interest here? I'd probably say that the 30 is the one. I'm actually going to change this to the color that I'm going to make for this week is green. That's the only one that I'm kind of seeing with it. It does have momentum. It's been carrying momentum for quite some time. Just seeing if that 1 hour would be worthwhile. It's not, the 1 hour isn't really the time frame that captures my attention. It's more the 30. It's not ready yet, but if we did start to see either some more selling or a nice clean pullback, that could really come into play later on. Thorchain, nothing there. Sand, I can leave. Really, 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 really lacking momentum. We do see that quite often after the weekend. Also during the weekend, we're seeing the liquidity being sucked out of the market, people not being as involved, and therefore, when we come to our Monday, we often have to let the week sort of get started, if that's the right way to put it. Need to get the week started with some momentum, with something going on. And again, here we have Serum just completely boxed. Needs to climb its way either up through the top end or down through the bottom end. There's nothing I can do while it's in that box as far as How I trade anyway. Here we have a higher low, we have a higher high, but it's got to carry itself through. It's attempting to push itself through that box that it's been in. As again, you can see the support down here, you can see the resistance up here. We're through it, but we've got more to do to solidify that trend and to get that trend strong. Move, but not with much going on with it. Again, we've got resistance up here. This was a trade that I did like the look of for a breakout earlier in the week. It has since declined from that level. And yeah, it's got a lot of work to do to get back up to make that workable. That's going out of my list. Alien Worlds, no. Tomo Chain, Toncoin, True, no. A lot of the time what you're doing is just sorting through the rubbish. There was a bullish candle right there, but without too much going for it, to be honest. It was there. It's come in too deep, hasn't it? Oopsies. What did I do? Look, there is a bullish candle in that zone. There's no doubt about it. But what I don't like is how it's only just cleared these highs. I'd like to see a trend with a little bit more, pep in its step. It's not got that. It's not of interest. I move past it. It really is a matter of just getting through these at the moment, trying to find if there's anything. And so far, I'm not finding a great deal. Here we go. Stella, what do you got for me? Divergent on the highs. This is what happens when you've got a really slow market. When you get a really slow market, you get a lot of this divergence creeping in because it just doesn't really go anywhere. That's got a bit more momentum. Here's another one, XRP. This is one of the stars of late. It has been keeping momentum. Pull back into the cradle, move, pull back in. Again, we move. Let's see. As far as the 4 hour is concerned, I'd like to see it move higher again and then the next pullback to be a nice clean one. As far as going lower, two minutes to go. Bullish candle right there in that cradle zone. Higher low here, high, higher low, higher high, pushing through. Not really a pullback through here, but we kind of step out from here to here. Bullish candle right there. The 1 hour backing that up with our convergence on this little high here to here. So that is probably looking about as good as we're going to see at the moment. Not that I would, I don't really trade by saying, here's the best of a bad bunch. I'm just saying this fits. There is a bullish candle there. And of course, it is during my scan that it's setting up. So if you click on that, you might get it if you like it. It's there though. Okay, we'll go to Yearn. Let's have, DeFi money. What time frame here? Ugh, it was looking all right, wasn't it? Except for through here now, we've got this pullback that's a bit messy. It's not pushed through. I'm not interested in that just yet. It's a bit spiky as well. Zilliqa. Okay, that's pushed through a bit of a region. Let's see how you're looking on the 2. There's definitely a region going in through here, isn't there? But again, it's... Check that 8. The 8 trend is not very strong. There is a higher low through here. Technically, it is in an uptrend. Look, I'm going to pop it in because if we did get a pullback into this level, I just want to be aware. Whether I take a trade there or not is another story, but to be aware of it, I'm not bothered. I mean, I would like to be aware of it. Okay, so first things first, let's go back to our green list and look at what we've got in that list. Again, we don't have many options right now. We've got reserve rights that is cyclical, it is trending, it is worth keeping an eye on. If it's going to continue to head south, we will get opportunities there. Little pullbacks like this, back into the cradle zone. That's what I'm after. On to XRP, which of course has the 5 seconds to go on this little bullish candle right here, if you like it. Even if you don't like it just yet, if that steps out again, if we do see that momentum continue with XRP, then perhaps later in the day, a pullback for our cradles or boosters or whatever it may be. And finally, Zilliqa. Again, it's just here on the 4 hour back into here. Robbie, hi, Craig, can you detail a bit more why you left Algo? Sure. on the 4 hour. You know what? It's probably going to be quicker if I just do it like this. I don't know why it's so slow there. Algo. There it is. Yeah. So it's the way it's this little section through here, mate. So good question, Robbie. There's a little pullback for a lower high. Whilst this does appear to be the majority of the move, this little blip in here, this little pullback, what that says to me is that this now is a deeper pullback. Now, if we had have seen this market continue to fall further, I'd be more interested on the pullback because it wouldn't be so deep, you know. For this move to have bounced back, I don't know, 8%, or I actually don't know how many percent that is. 2%, 2.7%. Look at that bounce that's come back in. We're back in the cradle zone now, but look, we're so close to this pullback here. It's a very deep pullback. I tend to like to have my cradles in a position whereby I've got that, you know, it's not so deep, right? Let me see if I can find a... Well, no, it's going to be hard to find an example now because there's not many trending at the moment. But the answer is, look, if I saw this trade, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it if someone took this and I was a mentor to them or whatever. But it is this little bit here, this little pullback and this sort of half move that I don't like. If you go to the 2 hour, you'll see it here. We've got this lower high, low, and then a deep pullback back in again. It's just the cyclicity that I'm not really liking. As far as the 8 goes, much prefer the look of the 8 hour here. It's a very smooth, clean chart. The 16 hour does have a lower high. It does back that up. But yeah, I'm looking at the 4 for this one. Hope that helps. Good on you, mate. And look, back to the top 10. I want to show you these weekly candles before we wrap this one up. If you haven't joined our Discord group, guys, it's free to do so. So go get stuck into that. Any questions, hit us up. TRADERCOBB.com. All right, so here we go. Ethereum futures was down Ethereum was down last week 1.4%. This week, 27 minutes ago, looking like being up 3.2. But look at how small that candle is. Again, look at Bitcoin's very small candle. This is what we're seeing at the moment. The odd exception, of course, with XRP. It's pretty much the one that's moving at the moment. But for the most part, we're seeing volatility really sucked out of the market. Very slow on DOT for quite a number of weeks there, months even. Another small candle there on Doge. Binance, a small candle here as well. Cardano, look at that. I mean, you can barely even see that candle. That is how little Cardano has moved. This is a weekly candle, by the way. This is an entire week, 5.8% from high to low. You can see across the board, we are not seeing a great deal of activity. So it is the lower time frames for which we need to be focusing our attention if we are going to be attacking these markets. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have yourself a fantastic day. Reserve rights, XRP, and Zilliqa are the only ones that are on the watch list for now. But of course, if we do start to see some momentum come back, whether it be higher or lower, we'll go back and we'll have a look at those trends on the lower time frames and see what we can find there. Have yourself a great day. And I hope some of you caught some of those shorts from last week because there were some absolute rippers in there. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Bye for now.